What's up, guys? We are here for After the Impact, or ATI for short. We've got the whole gang here back with us, and we are here to talk about what we just saw, which I thought was literally one of the best Impact shows we've seen in a little bit. So much going on. Really, it's going to be really hard to talk about it all because it seemed like something was going on almost every segment from the start when we got Scott D'Amore talking on the outside of that locker room all the way through to the end of the show. Just so much stuff going on in tonight's show. So welcome back to those who were watching us on the watch along. So we're glad you all came over. I know it's late for a lot of you. I know poor James Chadwick, it's like 3 a.m. So welcome back, all you guys. We appreciate you coming back. Basically, all we really do on this show is we'll give our scores for tonight's show. We'll and then we'll talk about what some of the highlights were of tonight's show for each of us, and then we'll move on and we'll talk a little bit about Homecoming, which is of course Saturday, which we will be bringing to you as a watch along on Saturday night. So CM Punk's going to give his big reveal in the chat too and tell everybody who he is as well. So there you go. You have that to look forward to also. And we had Kevin Davis do a pop in and pop out too. So that that's always good. That's always good. We see that. James Chadwick said, "Fucking hell!" Just saying that again. I even gave you a little bit of the British accent, James. So there you go. That's something else to come in. Who says we're back? Yes, we are. Jen Carter's back here. Hello, Jen. Little T. Kevin Correa. J Hub is here. Yes, non-PG. Shell. Fucking yeah. DJ Kryptonaut. Hey, DJ. Chad Schrader. All right, yeah. Give us your scores. Let us know what you guys thought of Impact. I'll read them out as we go. Give the show an 8 out of 10. Great show. Podcast tonight, as always, 10 out of 10. Thank you so much. Plus, Falaba. Better hide in the closet because Tazzy is coming to take his wife Tasha back. Yeah, Tazzy not happy with Falaba. Falaba better be careful.
We'll talk about it.
The Crook says, "Oh yeah, it's non-PG. I might break out the Spanish curse words." Sean Versace says 9.5 out of 10. Hello, Gus. How are you? CM Punk versus Darby Allin potentially pass on AEW, says a deal. James Chadwick says 9 out of 10. Cook says 9.5. Great show. Little T says 7.75. Yeah, let us know what your scores are. All right, let me. So we'll start. I'll start with Conrad. Conrad, what did you think of tonight's show? I really loved it. We'll give our scores, and you can just give me a couple little highlights, and if there were any lowlights for you, yeah, let us know.
Lowlights.
Lowlights.
We ain't got none of those tonight.
No, I agree.
Brace yourselves. I'm going to give it the same score Sean did, 9.5 out of 10.
Nice.
I thought it was an amazing show, and those are hard to come by for the record. I probably should say 10 out of 10 in my heart. I know it, but I'm just like, you can't know. Nothing's perfect.
Yes,
Straight on the curve.
It's hard to give out a perfect score. Yeah.
But dude, really good show tonight. I love the main event with Musa Sabin. You built up the anticipation to a great rematch. I'm digging the Chris Bay, Jay White stuff still. There's a story to be told. Just wait for it to tell out. And I'm interested to see how Homecoming was coming together. I wanted to hear more about the teams. We got that. Everything fell into place tonight.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. All right, Tazzy. Tazzy didn't get to see all of it, but I know that you saw, the majority of the show. So what did you think, man?
Wow, you guys feel like you guys sound like an HD right now. It's crazy with these headphones.
Tazzy's got beats.
Only time I use these headphones for that DJ, and I'm like, oh my god! I hear listen to you guys are like, wow, you guys sound super clear. But anyway, you guys ready?
We're ready.
The storylines was ridiculous tonight. The psychology in the ring was beautiful. I not beautiful, beautiful.
Perfect.
Follow ball. I'm watching you. Mm-hmm.
Moving in.
I believe it or not, I had to go back. I had to go back and get a chance to watch the first match. That's the only match I missed. I like the way they're doing the New Japan wrestling storylines. in Impact. Like the Finley and Jay White, that storyline is coming in here. It's working. And like it's for people that don't watch New Japan Wrestling, they're gonna be like, "Ooh, I want to go see that now." That's what they're supposed to be doing. This is what they're. Oh my God. You guys what I'm about to say. The Su Young.
Oh yeah, well I knew this was his highlight moment of the night. Yeah. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm juiced. More like we're not gonna see him this weekend, more likely, but more like we'll see him, but a little bit of the more tease next week, and we might get to the next pay-per-view or next some kind of pay-per-view or something like that. We'll see them soon. So my personally, I can't give this a full 10. I could give this a 9 just so they can improve it more. I don't know what they can do to improve it more, but they can just improve it more. But I don't know what they can improve. But the main event. Oh my God, the main event, the storyline, and I please put them in the cage. Please put them in the cage. I just want to see Moose in the cage. Get it, Moose in the cage. Okay, I never stop. Other than that, this Impact was great.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with everything, man. And you know what? Rosemary and Havoc better look out, because if Su Yung and Kimber are coming out, that's going to be a tough team to stop if they're looking for those women's titles. So, yeah. Jeff, what did you think, man?
Man, this is what a wrestling show should be, honestly. You have your funny moments, you have your serious, intense moments, and everything works together to build cohesion in terms of your stories. And that's what we see week to week with Impact, but this week was more exceptional, in my opinion, and sounds like everybody else feels the same. For me, I've got to give it a 9.75. I feel like they're onto something special. Kind of like Conrad said, the thing for me really was Chris Bay and Jay White. Like, I want to see where that goes. Do we get to a point where that ends up being a team up, or do we see these two guys face off at some point in the future? At this point, I'd be okay with either. Yeah. Because I want to see those two have a match against each other. I'd also love to see Chris Bay in the Bullet Club. So yeah, wow. What a night. What a night it was.
It really was. Like I said, you can't. It's all these little moments. I'm gonna, of course, start right in with Swingers Palace, because man, they show that, and I know it's gonna be a great night on Impact. And it just is. I don't care what they do in there. And of course, they had Chelsea Green and Matt Cardona were in there tonight. Then they had Morrissey come in and I think he's gonna wreck the house. And of course, he threatens Eddie Edwards' wife in there, and that's just tremendous. I can't say how much I love that enough. I think it's so entertaining. I absolutely enjoy it. So that right off the bat, the Su Yung thing and the Kimber reveal, again, what a slow burn we got with that. They had Kimber disappear. They took her, grabbed her and pulled her back in that locker room. We kind of thought, well, what's going on? When is she going to appear? Is it going to be Slammiversary? It was not. So then, you even get to a point where people maybe kind of forget a little bit about these things, and they forget about that storyline a little bit, and then boom, you get the reveal. So you get the Su Yung reveal, which everybody freaked out about. And then now you get this new character for Kimber with this doll face makeup on. She looks like that doll face in The Strangers. Ever see The Strangers movie with the mask? She's got that kind of a mask on, creepy as hell. The two of them together, like I was saying, hey, you know, if they're gonna, you want somebody to go after those tag team titles, there you go. But man, I thought that was fantastic. The Jay White and Chris Bay storyline, yes, again, slow burn. You're getting into this. Like, what is this going to lead to? Are they going to turn on each other eventually? Is it going to be Bay and Jay White? Are they going to go against each other? Are they going? Is Bay going to give in? Are they going to bring him into the fold, or is he kind of just leading him on? We don't really know. You don't really know. Having Bay do his bidding, saying, "Hey, you wanna earn it, you go earn it," and making him go in the back and beat up Finn Juice. So yeah, so you're getting that as well, and then brilliant stuff tonight again by Don Callis. Don Callis is he's just the villain of all villains. The villain of all villains right now. You just love to hate this dude, no matter what he does on whatever show he's on. You're hating this guy pretty much, and then Kenny comes out. And Kenny cuts the promo that he does. He's out there with the Good Brothers, of course, and Dawn. And then Sami Callihan reappears. They haven't seen him since Slammiversary. Really didn't know what he was going to do. He comes out, says, "Hey, you know, I'm gonna get you back. We're gonna have this match." And then we get, again, out of the blue, no one expected it. We get Frankie Kazarian showing up on Impact Wrestling. So much going on. The Moose and Sabin match, again, excellent. Excellent. Sabin, both of them, you know, looks Moose was just dominating. Sabin comes back. You didn't really know who was going to win until the very end of the match, and Moose ends up with the win, but you know that's not over. That's still going to end up going on. And then we get announcements of some of the matches for Homecoming for the pay-per-view as well. So listen, I'm going to give it a 9.5 as well. I absolutely enjoyed the whole show. There wasn't a part in the show I did not like. And again, like Conrad said, it's tough to give things a 10 because 10, you have to be absolutely 100% on perfect. This was as close as you're going to get for me. So I'm going to give it a 9.5 also. I think it was fantastic. I really thought it was great. All right. Let's see what the chat's saying. I like how Impact isn't pushing its talent to the back of the line when they have a wrestler from another promotion who comes in. Jay White is a top guy in Japan, but Impact has him as in almost a mid-card storyline. Tazzy, I'm crossing my fingers, hoping Kiera Hogan signs with NXT since she is our second favorite Peach, says Chaz. Let's see. Yes, keep comments respectful. Thank you very much. Joe, maybe Christopher Daniels could join Frankie K and Sammy for Homecoming. That would be interesting. Yeah, that would be interesting. Impact storylines are great right now. Kimberly was creepy as hell. She's more creepy than Lily. Yeah, she's that face that she's got with that doll face is a creepy mask. The Strangers is a creepy film if you've never seen it, and it's because of the masks that they wear. That's really one of the things that gets you. So yeah, absolutely, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Impact, in my opinion, out of all the wrestling companies, are doing the best when it comes to storylines. It's just the way they take the time to pull fans in, throw a few swerves in, and it's gold. Callis will get booed at AAA, without a doubt. Bless you. Everyone, don't try to steal my boy Tazzy's wife, Tasha, because he will come after you. I'm going to let Conrad talk a little bit, and I know it's weird because it's an Impact stream, but it's all right. I'm going to let Conrad talk because we talked about it in the chat. So when we get closer to the end of the show, Conrad, I'm going to have you tell them what you thought about the Bischoff comment about AEW, because I did ask him to do that, and unfortunately we just got, we were involved with the show, so we couldn't do that. So I'm going to have Conrad give his opinion on that, because Conrad, of course, does a show on AEW every week. So we're going to let him talk about that comment a little bit later on. So, all right, I'll go back to Jeff. What was your biggest takeaways from tonight? What are the things that you're maybe most looking forward to as far as what we're getting coming up? Obviously, we have Homecoming coming up as well on Saturday, so there's some things going on there, not just the Homecoming matches, but there's some other matches that are interesting. You have Morrissey versus Edwards. You have some other things going on. So what's got your attention the most going?
Honestly, for me, the build towards Bound for Glory, and we're starting to see the little things be put into place now. We're starting to see that Josh is a different type of champion. He wants to be challenged. He's got all these things that he wants. He wants people to know that, hey, I'm here. I'm trying to do this to be the best. So how does this play out? How does the fact that he and Kenny bumped into each other last week, how do we get back to that? Do we keep seeing that? For me, the other part of it is, again, going back to Chris Bay and Jay White. What do we see there? Trying to think of what else. The Good Brothers are, looking dominant again. Are we going to continue to see that in Impact? And then everything surrounding Deanna. There's just so much with Deanna that I think we can pull away. That's I feel like we're gonna get more stuff with Deanna going forward too, which should be very interesting. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I'm looking forward to, but yeah, I just feel like the build that we're gonna get for Bound for Glory, by the time we get there, it's gonna be unlike anything we've ever seen.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, Deanna, now Deanna's got a mystery partner. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see like who is that, who can get along with Deanna Purrazzo. That's the thing. Deanna she's a solo act. She doesn't get along with very many people. Of course, she had Kimber there and Susan with her for a while, but they kind of were just followers. And when that didn't work out anymore, she kind of just ditched them. So who is going to, who is that person going to be? We'll have to wait and see. But Deanna is just on top of her game right now. Absolutely on top of her game. And we'll see where she ends up with that NWA tournament and who she ends up wrestling there. It's going to be really interesting to see. All right, Conrad, you're up. What are your biggest takeaways from the show? And what are you most excited for that you see coming up?
This is going to be tough because Jeff listed a bunch of good ones. I'm going to try and go into a little bit of a different direction with this. I had a lot of fun with the New Japan guys who came over today. More specifically, I like that they had Finn Juice and No Way, formerly known as No Way Jose. That was really, really fun stuff to see him like just out there and just doing his thing again. It's just very enjoyable at this time, and I appreciate that they're letting David Finlay kind of get his run in Impact while at the same time it's happening in New Japan, and they're building those good relationships. I like what they're doing with that. I have no words for the Kimberly and Sue Young. My heart just dropped, and all they showed was just a 5-second clip, and I was like, yo, you can't do stuff like this to people. Now I'm intrigued. Now I want to know more, but there's nothing to know at this time. So they've got me hooked into next week. Like, yeah, you need to watch next week's now. So once you start watching the show on a weekly basis, they've got you, and you're in the loop, and you're going to be constantly paying attention to it. And things I'm looking forward to is the absolute hype with the Bound for Glory, like Jeff said, but also that they're intertwined with these other shows coming up. New Japan's going to be having the G1 soon. We've got tag team tournaments coming up, junior tag team tournaments. Where do other guys fit in? Maybe that would be in the X division. Who you don't know who's going to show up where at any given moment or time. We've got the NWA relationship with the women. The Knockouts could show up there. You don't know what's going to happen, and that is the best thing right now about pro wrestling on a whole. I love it that you don't know who's going to show up, what could happen, and that is what has been missing from pro wrestling, I think, for a long time, and I love it.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely, and if you can go back to territories when you had territories and stuff like that. That was, you had that. You just weren't sure who was going to be on a show, night after night after night. So it's not something that happens often, guys. And I've told you guys this in the chat. I've told you this in other shows before. You are witnessing wrestling history. You really are. This is not something that may ever happen again. After this is all going on, and whoever had started this and made it all possible, whether it was an idea of Don Callis and Scott D'Amore or whoever was backstage thinking up this whole thing. Hats off to them, because they're really entertaining everyone. And like Conrad said, it's a must watch. You can't miss an episode now because you don't know what you're going to miss. People who didn't watch this one tonight and they have watched Impact along for whatever reason, and they couldn't tune in tonight, man, they missed a lot. They missed a lot. And now you have to go back and you have to watch it. So yeah, great stuff. Tazzy, your biggest takeaways and what you're most excited for going forward besides going after Fall
Paul, I'm watching you. I'm watching you. I'm so glad that the next three. What we got here? The next four. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got the next 4 Thursdays off because these storylines that was on today, I am intrigued about all of them. The Jay White situation with Chris Bay. Is Chris Bay going to New Japan?
Yeah.
What's going to happen with Sue Young and Kimberly? Wait, is that her name?
Yeah. Might not be. Might not be.
What's the third match that's going to be with Moose and Chris Sabian?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, how do you finish that? Yeah. Very, very good. Yeah.
And what? Speaking of the Fall of All match, is there friction between Karen Hogan and Tasha? I'm just excited about everything. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad I got a few weeks off to actually watch this because it's going to be a fun month. I'm just going to say it like that.
When fire and Flava collide, yes. That and again another slow burn. Listen, unfortunately, we know the end of that because that got leaked and everybody heard it. So we kind of know how that ends, but that doesn't always matter because it's how you get there. It's how the ending comes about. So we've heard other people that were leaving before, but we didn't know how it was going to go. We knew Taya Valkyrie was going to leave, but we didn't know how the story was going to end. So it's not always a bad thing. But yeah, absolutely. J Hub says, I think that they're putting Deonna in a position to be female version of Kenny Omega as far as winning titles. Just by the way, she's doing promos now and her attitude. Jeff agrees, as you can see. Deonna and Curtis Axel, says James Chadwick. James, you had another good comment too, right? And I think I missed it. Let me see because I wanted to shout it out. Unless I went too far, I might have. James mentioned adding Taylor Wilde and Caleb with a K on here too. Yeah, honestly, they did good. Yeah, that was a good match. That was a really good match for an intergender match. Yeah, let's not forget about that either. Oh, there you go. Perfect way to debut the Drama King, Aiden English. Have him be Deonna's tag partner at Homecoming. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
The Drama King. Okay.
We've been seeing that since Slammiversary, and he hasn't gotten there yet. Frankie Kazarian's return. The wrestling stars have aligned for the fans. It's like sealing Haley's comment once every 75 years. Maybe Deonna's partner is Heath Slater. It could be Heath Slater as well. He has been gone for a while also. Yeah, listen, there's so much to like. Obviously, the big event in Vegas, Bound for Glory, all the companies that we saw and working towards that. But all the little stuff that's going to lead us there. So now this match that we're getting next week with Kenny and the Good Brothers against Sammy and Eddie and Kazarian should be very, very interesting as well. Is that Sammy's revenge? How are Sammy and Eddie Edwards, who are mortal enemies, going to get along? But they've got the common enemy in Kenny. So very interesting stuff there. And of course, yes, Deonna. What's going to happen with Deonna? Where is she going to go? You've got that invitation out there from Mickie James. Does that mean she's going to wrestle in that battle royal, or does that mean she's going to have a match with someone else? And who could that be? Could that be champ versus champ? Could she wrestle Camille? Could it be Britt Baker? Could it be, I mean, listen, That's what's really cool now. Is this used to be stuff that everybody used to kind of just dream about. This is stuff that everybody used to just kind of fantasize about. It's a fantasy matchup. Now that these doors are open, it doesn't have to be anymore. It doesn't have to be anymore. And for all those people, the naysayers that were out there saying Impact's getting nothing out of this. Oh my God, Impact's been bought by Tony Khan and they're just doing whatever he says and Impact's not getting anything out of this. You're wrong. You're just wrong. They are absolutely getting things out of this. They are getting eyes on their product now because, as Conrad said, people want to see what's happening with all of these people now on a week-to-week basis, and they're not just coming for Kenny Omega. They're getting eyes on their product. So, okay. Conrad, I want you to talk about the Bischoff thing because we were talking about this in the chat. Eric Bischoff, I'll just for those of you that didn't hear, came out and talked about the Punk and Danielson possible signing. Someone asked him about it. He came out and said that while it would be a great signing for them, both of them, came out and said that he would be cautious because you can step over essentially your young talent by these guys coming out and demanding airtime on shows. And Bischoff would know it happened. It happened in WCW. We all know the story. They got all the time. The younger talent that was there didn't. They got pushed to the side, and then the show died a slow death. So go ahead, Conrad. I want to hear your point of view on all this because it interested me, knowing that, and Bischoff's been working a little bit, I think, with AEW. He was on the show a couple of times as well. So, and I would kind of think that, yeah, he kind of does know what he's talking about that. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts were on that.
So I would like to say that the talent mostly were leg dropped for the record on the WCW days. But I do think that Bischoff has half a point here. I think the biggest thing that fans have to look at and worry about, he mentioned main event talent, and I don't agree with him on that. I think Hangman Page is a made man. He's good to go when it comes to all of this. I think the relationships when it comes to other companies, they're good to go. That's not the problem. The real problem is going to lie in not the Darby Allins, not the MJFs, not the guys who like, hey, Tony Khan sees something in this guy and he's the future. It's Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page. What is going to happen to these guys now? Because Scorpio Sky has been promised push. We know you're good. Scorpio Sky is not a spring chicken either. He was the springish chicken out of SCU, but now you're putting this on hold. And I get it from a business standpoint. Tony's got CM Punk and Bryan Danielson. Anyone in here, tell me right now you wouldn't sign both of them. Yeah. If you had a wrestling company and your pops had endless money, you're lying if you say no. Or you don't like money. That, to me, is the biggest thing. So I don't agree with Eric Bischoff here, but I do understand fans' concern. I think that it plays an important role when you just look at it. Like, what is going to happen to those guys? What happens to Peter Avalon? Those are the guys who are going to be whispering in the corners, and they're not going to tell Tony they're upset. It could cause a toxic locker room if you don't take care of this and reassure people like, look, we're going to have something for you. Trust us. It's time to put up or shut up. And this could be are you getting too big for your britches, as I like to say. You got to be careful with how this is all handled. This could either be the greatest moment for them or the worst. And another thing, last thing I'm going to bring up is when people get signed, that is usually not what elevates a company. When Scott Hall and Kevin Nash came in, that's not what elevated WCW to new heights. That's the story they tell now, but that wasn't it. It was the NWO storyline that elevated them to new heights. You have to build. It's all about your stories and how you build it up. It's not about, if I just sign these guys, money, we're great. It works for a night. You have to continue building that momentum now. I just don't want people to think like, if we sign them, we're good. We're great. And I hope they deliver on all of these promises that they're doing now. Because if something doesn't deliver, you have a lot of I can say what I want on here. You're gonna have a lot of pissed off people So that's my words of advice to Tony Khan and AEW.
There you go. Yeah, great points. Great points. I'm curious. I'm going to be curious to see, especially now, because I mean they've got AEW Dark, which is more of kind of a, for lack of a better term, I think more of a development show. You've got Dynamite. Now you're going to have Rampage. So now you're spread around to 3 shows. I'm curious to see what these 3 shows. 4. That's right. You got 4 shows. So I'm curious to see what happens to that. I'm curious to see whether now they really, start to back Rampage as a big bit, because you said it earlier. You said it during the stream. That's in a tough time slot. So are they really going to go after fans to try to get them to watch that and almost run into an issue where you're like Raw and SmackDown, where SmackDown is so good, Raw is not, for lack of a better term. And now you're almost at a point where are they going to spread themselves a little bit too thin, where one show might be the one now everybody's like talking about. I mean, let's say CM Punk debuts on Rampage. Well, now, everybody's going to be talking about, oh my God, Rampage is a must-watch show. We have to watch it. We have to watch it. We have to watch it. But then is it going to take away from the other? I don't know. That's just what I was thinking on the subject, but it's going to be, listen, again, as wrestling fans, we win. I mean, we win. There was not a time that Jeff and I didn't talk on this show, because the Punk stuff has been going on for well over since we've been doing our podcast. There wasn't a time that we didn't say or comment during a show saying that if CM Punk came back, it wouldn't break the internet. There wasn't a time we didn't say that. So it's absolutely going to do that. He will be trending number 1 no matter when he shows up. And so will Bryan Danielson as well. So, I mean, yes, they would be foolish not to do it. James Chadwick said it would be stupid not to sign them. So we win, guys. The fans win. I mean, you're going to get to see people back that we never thought would be back, especially in Punk's case. So, is Brock Lesnar signing with AEW? Heard rumors as a deal. I don't think so. I think that's just a rumor. I think he's going to maybe go back to MMA. But I really don't, especially if they're signing those 2 guys. I listen, Brock is the kind of guy that always needed a mouthpiece. Brock had Paul Heyman for a long, long time. And I don't know that he can just walk into AEW and just start all over again, with a new character and without a manager and I just don't see it. I just don't see it. You never know in wrestling, but I just don't see it. So, all right, guys, we're getting kind of late, so I'll just go with final thoughts from everybody about Impact Wrestling. AEW Dark Elevation on Mondays. The Coop says yes. Thank you. Yes. Let's be honest, fans are fucking fickle. They are. They will turn on anything and drop the bat. Yeah, it's a shame, really. It is. You're not going to do anything about it because it's just what culture is. And I think that's why so many of us have done this. I know Jeff's done it a couple times. I know I have. That's why we take breaks from Twitter sometimes and from social media, because you just got to get away from it. It's just too much negativity, and it just wears on you from time to time. And you just have to get away and just separate yourself, because you're right. People are fickle. People are. All right. So, final thoughts, gentlemen, and we'll get out of here so we can get up at a good time for work tomorrow morning. So, Tazzy, go first, man. Oh, and someone asked Wally asked what your YouTube channel is. So let him know what your YouTube channel is, Tazzy.
Be Tazzy the Party. We actually got a stream tomorrow.
Let us know, yeah.
We have the Friday after party, and a little hint here. Within the next month, this week will be the last few Friday after parties.
Uh-oh.
Just
Something
saying.
coming down the pike? Uh-oh.
Just saying.
Okay.
So make sure you stay tuned for that. Other than that, looking forward to next Thursday and the Thursday after that and the Thursday after that.
And the one after that. And the one after that. And the one after that.
It's insane. It's insane. Wrestling is great right now. We just got to get that one show back going. and we got a full week of great wrestling.
You're right.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree. You're right. That one show better get on the stick and start doing some better stuff. I agree. Okay, I'll go back to you, Conrad. Final thoughts.
I thought Impact Wrestling delivered an excellent show. Probably the best show I've seen since I've come back to watching the weekly shows.
Yeah.
I have nothing that I could say or critique it to say, hey, you could do this a little bit better. Beautiful. From the main event card to the mid card to the lower card to the tag team to the knockouts to the X division. Everybody had their time, their spot to shine, and it worked tonight. Period.
Yeah. Great stuff. Jeff, what do you think?
It was a great show tonight. In terms of what we get Saturday, don't be surprised if Saturday and then on August 14th when we have Resurgence, if we don't get things that happen during those shows that make their way onto the stage for Bound for Glory. I think those two shows will be used to further develop some things that we'll see then. So stay tuned. It was a great show tonight. And again, if you're new and you want to get an impact, do it now. This is a good time to get involved.
Hop aboard the train. There's always room. Yes.
Yep.
And if you decide to do that, make sure you come and watch our show. I'm going to echo everybody's sentiments as well. I literally, and I've been watching this since Slammiversary of last year. This was literally one of my favorite shows I have seen by them so far. No doubt. It's probably in maybe a top 2 or a top 3 for me. It was really enjoyable, a lot of fun. I absolutely loved it, and I am excited more than I have been. This is my favorite night of the week in wrestling. It really is. This Thursday nights are my favorite night of the week. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. And it's not just because we do a stream. I love watching it. I really, really do. It's my favorite show, and it's just gotten better with everything that we're seeing now, with all of this stuff that we're getting. I absolutely think it's just getting better. And yeah, like Jeff said, join the club, come out and watch. Maybe you want to get away from that drama. Maybe you want to get away from the WWE stuff that you can't stand. Maybe you want to get away from the AEW, WWE war that seems to be going on between fans that are out there. Maybe you want to get away from all the drama. Well, sometimes you come out to a show, it's kind of like a safe space because there isn't a whole lot of drama around it. So come out. Check out Impact if you haven't before. We get new people in the stream, it seems like all the time. And we had a couple people tonight who said that they were watching it for the first time and stuff too. So very, very, very cool. All right. Tazzy posted his YouTube channel in the chat there, Wally. So there it is. Make sure you check out the after party with Tazzy tomorrow night. And then again, join us on Saturday for Impact Homecoming. We will start at 7:30. And make sure you also check out our friend Conrad streams as well. He does reviews on AEW, does reviews on other wrestling shows as well. So make sure you check out Everything Pro Wrestling as well and check him out also. So there you see the graphic for Homecoming. That's when we will be back. No content tomorrow, guys, as I had said earlier. Of course, we had to cancel Hot Tag. Brandy not feeling well, so please keep her in mind. Keep her in your thoughts and prayers. And then, of course, no SmackDown tomorrow night either because we've got some things going on with family that we have to take care of. So, and that happens from time to time. We'll be back the following week, though, for SmackDown. So that's it, guys. Listen, really, really appreciate you coming out. I know it's late. We really appreciate you guys being here with us. Thank you as well for watching tonight with Impact with us. So for the whole group, for Conrad, for Tazzy, for Jeff, and myself, we thank you all for being here. Have a great, great rest of your night. Enjoy your Friday. Check out SmackDown tomorrow if you are so inclined and you like watching WWE, and then check out Tazzy's stream. And come back and see us on Saturday night for Homecoming. Of course, we will not have our usual weekly wrestling wrap-up this week because of the Impact pay-per-view. So that's it, guys. Have a great night. Stay safe. Enjoy your Friday, and hopefully we will see you all on Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Good night, everybody.